Dear students, I'm Dr. Farhat Yasmin and now we will discuss about essential elements. And the presence or concentration of an element does not determine that if the concentration of an element is more than its essential, or if any element is present within plants, then it is essential. So the plant have a limited capability for the selective uptake of these elements, which are essential for their growth, and plants basically take up minerals which are not necessary for their growth and may be toxic. So the term essential mineral element was first of all proposed by Arnon and Stout in 1939. There is certain criteria which determines that an element is essential or not. That include a plant must be unable to complete its life cycle in the absence of that mineral element. Second criteria is that the function of element must not be replaceable by any other element. And third criteria is that a particular element must be directly involved in the plant metabolism. If any element fulfill all these criteria, then that element is considered as essential element. There are some beneficial elements are always present. These elements are basically those elements which compensate for the toxic effects of other elements, or which simply replace mineral nutrients in some of their less specific functions, such as maintenance of osmotic pressure, which is not essential but can be described as beneficial element. Or those elements which are not required essentially for the plant growth, but if these are present, they can stimulate the plant growth. So these type of elements are considered as beneficial elements. For example, sodium is major nutrient in Echinopodiaceae, and if grown in normal soil, the growth is inhibited. There are two basic categories of essential elements. First is the macronutrients. As the name indicates, these are those elements which are required in large quantities. These are required in more than 1000 ppm, and these includes carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. While the second category is micronutrients. These are those nutrients which are required in very small quantity, or these are required less than 1000 ppm. Functions of essential element. There are certain functions which essential elements perform. First, we can categorize these essential elements into two groups. Either they have role in the structure of an important compound, or they are playing as enzyme activating activity. So there is no sharp distinction between these functions, but because several elements form structural part of important compounds, as well as they also help to catalyze the chemical reaction. For example, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen are most important elements which performs both functions. They are basically the part of any structural element, or they also act as an enzyme. Another example with both structural and enzymatic role is the magnesium, which is structural component of chlorophyll and also activates many enzymes. All elements perform other functions by contributing osmotic potential. This helps to build up turgor pressure, which is necessary to maintain the farm growth rate, and certain pressure which depends on the movements, for example stomatal movements. So these are the different categories of essential elements and their functions. Thank you.